Welcome back to Spiritual Summaries. Continuing our comprehensive journey through the book of Numbers, today we focus on chapters 7 to 12. After exploring the organization of the Israelite camp and the sacred Nazirite vow, we now delve into narratives of dedication, leadership, and divine communication. In these chapters, we witness the ceremonial dedication of the Tabernacle, a momentous occasion marked by offerings from each tribe. This is not merely a ritual, it's a profound expression of unity and devotion. We also encounter the challenges faced by Moses and Aaron as leaders, from managing the people's discontent to navigating complex family dynamics with Miriam and Aaron. As always, we're using the King James Version for our exploration. So, grab your Bible, and let's immerse ourselves in the unfolding story of the Israelites' journey. Are you ready to uncover the lessons in faith, leadership, and obedience in Numbers 7 to 12? Chapter 7, the dedication of the Tabernacle. Numbers chapter 7 is one of the longest in the Bible and details the elaborate dedication ceremony of the Tabernacle. This chapter is not just about the offerings, but it symbolizes the tribe's commitment and unity in their worship of God. The chapter methodically recounts the offerings brought by the leader of each of Israel's 12 tribes, one leader per day, over 12 days. Despite the repetition in the description of each tribe's offerings, this repetition underscores the importance of each tribe's equal and significant contribution to the dedication ceremony. Each day, the offerings include silver and gold items, burnt offerings, sin offerings, peace offerings, grain offerings, and more, reflecting a comprehensive approach to worship. This dedication is a grand celebration of the completed tabernacle, representing God's dwelling place among His people. The leaders' offerings symbolize their roles as intermediaries between God and their respective tribes. The chapter concludes with Moses hearing the voice of God speaking to him from above the mercy seat in the tabernacle, indicating God's approval and presence among His people. In summarizing chapter 7, we see a vivid portrayal of communal worship and dedication, setting a precedent for the Israelites' relationship with God and emphasizing the importance of each tribe and individual in the larger community. Chapter 8, the consecration of the Levites. Chapter 8 details the consecration of the Levites, setting them apart for their special role in the service of the tabernacle. This chapter emphasizes the Levites' unique position within the Israelite community, dedicated entirely to the service of God. The consecration ceremony is initiated by God's command to Moses. It involves a series of rituals symbolizing purification and dedication. The Levites are brought before the tabernacle, and the Israelites lay their hands on them, symbolically transferring the community's sins and consecrating them to God's service. Following this, Aaron offers the Levites as a wave offering to God, signifying their status as a gift from the Israelites to the Lord. The Levites then shave their entire bodies and wash their clothes, actions that symbolize purification. They are required to make a sin offering and a burnt offering as atonement and dedication to their new role. This ceremony marks a transition from the firstborn's traditional role as God's dedicated servants to the Levites taking on this sacred duty. Numbers chapter 8 not only details the consecration of the Levites but also underscores the theme of transformation and dedication in the service of the divine. It paints a picture of a community continually evolving in its relationship with God, guided by rituals that affirm commitment and purity. Chapter 9, the Passover at Sinai. In chapter 9, the narrative centers around the observance of the Passover at Mount Sinai, a year after the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. This chapter not only reaffirms the importance of the Passover in Israelite tradition but also addresses the concerns of those unable to participate in the ritual. God instructs Moses to have the Israelites celebrate the Passover, emphasizing its significance as a perpetual ordinance. The Passover is a time for the Israelites to remember their deliverance from slavery in Egypt, marked by specific rituals and the eating of unleavened bread. However, some Israelites who are ceremonially unclean due to contact with a dead body are unable to participate. Addressing this issue, God provides Moses with a solution. Those who are unclean or on a distant journey during the Passover can observe it a month later, known as the second Passover. This provision demonstrates God's desire for all His people to partake in this crucial commemorative event, regardless of their circumstances. Chapter 9 of Numbers is a powerful reminder of the enduring significance of the Passover in Jewish tradition and God's accommodation for His people's varying circumstances. It reflects a deep concern for communal participation in sacred rituals and the importance of memory and tradition in maintaining a collective identity. Chapter 10, the silver trumpets and the Israelites' journey begins. Chapter 10 introduces the making of 2 silver trumpets, which play a critical role in the organization and movement of the Israelite camp. This chapter marks a transition from preparation to action, as the Israelites begin their journey from Mount Sinai towards the Promised Land. The trumpets are used for various purposes: to call the community together, to signal the tribes when it's time to break camp, and as a call to arms if attacked. Their sound becomes a vital means of communication in the vast desert, directing the Israelites through their wilderness journey. In the second part of the chapter, the Israelites break camp for the first time since receiving the law at Sinai. The cloud of the Lord, which had been resting over the tabernacle, lifts, signaling the time to move. The tribes set out in an orderly fashion, as previously instructed in chapter 2, with the tribe of Judah leading. This departure is significant, marking the start of a new chapter in the Israelites' journey towards the land God promised them. Chapter 10 of Numbers is a chapter of beginnings and movement, characterized by the reliance on divine signals and the implementation of meticulous planning. It illustrates a community in transition, responding to divine commands and advancing towards their promised future. Chapter 11, Complaints and Consequences. Numbers chapter 11 presents a significant shift in the narrative, depicting a series of complaints from the Israelites and the consequent divine responses. This chapter explores themes of discontent, leadership challenges, and the balance between divine provision and human desire. The chapter begins with the people complaining about their hardships, which ignites God's anger, resulting in a fire that consumes some outskirts of the camp. This initial episode sets the tone for a series of grievances that highlight the Israelites' dissatisfaction with their situation, despite the miraculous escape from Egypt and ongoing divine provision. The central complaint revolves around food. The people lament the monotony of the manna, reminiscing about the varied diet they had in Egypt, and crave meat. Moses, overwhelmed by the burden of leading such a large and discontented group, expresses his frustration to God. In response, God promises to provide meat for the people but also warns of the consequences of their insatiable desires. To assist Moses, God instructs him to gather 70 elders, on whom the Spirit of the Lord is bestowed to share the leadership burden. This delegation of authority is a significant development in the governance of the Israelite community. As promised, God sends quails for the people to eat, but with it comes a severe plague as punishment for their lack of faith and ingratitude. This dual response of provision and punishment reflects a complex divine interaction with stubborn and wayward people. Chapter 11 of Numbers is a poignant narrative about human nature, leadership challenges, and the complex dynamics of divine-human interaction. It serves as a reminder of the perils of ingratitude and the importance of faith, even in the face of hardship. Chapter 12, Miriam and Aaron's challenge to Moses. Chapter 12 of Numbers presents a significant episode involving Miriam and Aaron, who challenged the authority of their brother, Moses. This chapter delves into issues of leadership, jealousy, and the consequences of challenging God's chosen leader. Miriam and Aaron begin to question Moses' unique role as God's messenger, partly spurred by Moses' marriage to a Cushite woman. They ask, "Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also?" This challenge to Moses' authority is met with a swift and direct response from God, who calls the three siblings into the tabernacle. God reaffirms Moses' special status, emphasizing that he is the most faithful in all his house and that God speaks to him directly and clearly, not in riddles or visions. This distinction underscores the unique relationship between God and Moses. As punishment for her challenge, Miriam is struck with leprosy. Aaron pleads with Moses to intercede on her behalf. Moses cries out to God, and God instructs that Miriam be shut out of the camp for 7 days, after which she can be brought back in. This punishment and the period of exclusion highlight the seriousness of speaking against God's anointed leader. Chapter 12 of Numbers serves as a reminder of the importance of recognizing and respecting the roles that God assigns, as well as the dangers of jealousy and dissent within a community. It also highlights Moses' character as a humble and intercessory leader, even when faced with personal criticism. As we conclude our exploration of chapters 7 through 12 in the book of Numbers, we've journeyed through significant moments of communal dedication, leadership challenges, and profound divine encounters. From the meticulous offerings at the tabernacle's dedication to the dramatic episode involving Miriam and Aaron, these chapters have provided us with deep insights into the complexities of spiritual leadership and community dynamics. Thank you for joining us here at Spiritual Summaries. We hope this journey through these chapters has not only deepened your understanding of the Israelites' wilderness experiences but also offered you valuable lessons on faith, obedience, and the consequences of dissent. If you found these summaries enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us reach more people who are passionate about exploring the depths of the Bible. We appreciate your comments and reflections, so please share your thoughts below on how these ancient narratives resonate with you today. Stay with us as we continue our thorough journey through the book of Numbers, uncovering the rich tapestry of history, culture, and divine guidance contained within its pages. Until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, And be blessed in your spiritual journey.